in a single parent household in a low income environment, and pretty much I had a good life, I would say, until I would just say I had a heartbreak. And I would say that is when things really turned around for me. And when I had this heartbreak, it pretty much, I was literally crying for 40 days and 40 nights. And I always say, remember that first week? After the first week, it wasn't about the person. It was, things within me. And growing up, I never had any ill feelings regarding my dad. And later on in life, I really discovered that it was best for him not to be in my life. But what happened during that period of time when I was crying for 40 days and 40 nights, I still had a vision to help others. And so pretty much with that breakup, that led me to yoga. And then from yoga, because I was still crying, I'm like, oh, what is this? And all of that. And so from there, I dug deeper and explored different things. And there was one particular time where I cried so much and that I wanted to stop. I was tired. I was like, why am I crying so much? And so what I ended up doing is really sitting down and going deep within me. And then I realized, oh, this is meditation. And so with that, again, I just kept learning different things and it expanded me. And then I started asking myself, what do I need healing from? Because of the fact I'm a therapist. But the other thing I want to say too is that within that, for me, I knew enough to know for me, because it's not for everybody, that therapy wasn't going to be helpful. Talk therapy wasn't going to be helpful for me at that time because there was just so much pain. And people don't talk about the visceral effect of grief and pain. And so that's where meditation and yoga came to be. And then the other part of it is too, that led me to do what I'm doing regarding self-care, is that my parents' medical challenges. It was very hard and everything. And then during this time, again, I'm learning so many different things of how to help others, but in learning of how it helped me. And so during my pretty much like being a level of caregiver for my parents, if anybody who's ever been in that situation, it is so hard. And so it's like, what do you do? And so I was able to pick up some tools that was helping me along the way. And then the other thing is that too, of the reason that I'm passionate of doing what I'm doing, of having self-care conversations, teaching people about self-care, and there's so many different levels of that, is that what I have seen in my work is that from people who are homeless to executives, a lot of times we're not taking care of ourselves. We end up getting help. Individuals end up getting help pretty much when they're in a crisis, in which there are things that we can do before then. And because one thing that I have learned, especially after the breakup of crying for 40 days and 40 nights, oh, I'm not even doing those things because everything is okay. But our body really isn't about, our mind, body, and spirit isn't about that. It's how we feed it with meditation, with reading, with learning, and doing all of those different things. And so my main goal really is to help people, to safeguard their sanity, to pretty much thrive, to be able to thrive, and also to use self-care as a tool to supercharge it. And so pretty much that is my origin story.